What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost. We're back again with another 25 days of FireStorm Divine Champions. This time, I believe, on day 7 here, 6 or 7. And it looks like we're up to Frost this time. Let's get into this.
Frostcasters, I hope you're ready because we've got some chilling reveals for y'all today as we reveal a ton of new Frost cards for our brand new set, Elestrals Divine Champions FireStorm.
What's his definition of a ton?
Let's take a look. If you have not pre-ordered FireStorm yet, what are you doing? Incredible opportunity to grab a 2-player starter deck with 4 packs for just 25 bucks. You get the Stellar Exaltair promo every 50 you spend. Our booster boxes are loaded with incredible cards to pull, including some Stellars that I'm gonna reveal in today's video. And we've got those brand new code cards as well that allow you to redeem them on our Play Network to get some free caster coins, which you can redeem for stamp promos.
5
and even
to
more
100.
product like booster boxes. Absolutely nuts. Tell your friends about FireStorm, and let's talk about some brand new cards because these are awesome. If you missed our lunar reveals yesterday, you should check those out. But let's talk about our first new champion, Elestral Narpoon, champion of Kione.
Interesting. A water Elestral. Obviously, Narpoon allows you to find a 1-cost Frost in base set. You can Nexus Water or Frost when this Narpoon receives 1 or more Frosts. You can special send it into Whale Lands from your hand or deck. Ooh!
Now this Narpoon may be a water Elestral, so I kind of lied, but it's going to lean into Frost pretty heavily with its 4 attack and 2 defense. It's got a new Nexus effect as well that states that you can Nexus Water or Frost. When this Narpoon receives 1 or more Frost Spirit, you can special ascend it to Whale Lands from your hand or deck. Now, Whale Lands is an Elestral that actually saw some play at the end of the Daybreak metagame as a card that allows you to deal massive amounts of damage and search your opponent's deck and remove cards with the same name, which can prove to be incredibly powerful as more champion cards get introduced. But obviously, we're going to have a new Whale Lands champion of Kione that we're going to talk about here soon. This Narpoon is epic because it allows you to move those spirits around the field. In water decks, you can activate more receive effects, but most importantly, when paired with cards like Kione and other cards like Mountains of Boreas that can establish spirits onto the field for you, you can turbo ascend this Narpoon into Whale Lands and put your opponent on the back foot.
I will say the art for this Narpoon is pretty good. I do like the fact that it just looks... They say it every time, and of course, I'm going to say it again. The art for these cards has been just been getting so much better over time. If you look at everything from set 1 to set 4 to set 5 now, the quality has just improved drastically. And honestly, I would love to see every card from set 1 get a reprint because just the quality of card art is just been so much more superior now than it was back then.
With a very powerful attacker. Looking ahead to Whale Lands, champion of Kione.
Case in point, look at this Whale Lands card. My goodness. Deals piercing damage when this Whale Lands declares an attack. You can Nexus up to 4 from any number of cards Frost on your field to it. Dude, that is ridiculous. So, piercing damage obviously means if your opponent's Celestial is in defense position, say it is a rabbit. Now, normally, you attack a defense Celestial, no damage happens. But with piercing, and you Nexus up the 4 onto it, so say you have your Kione on the field, you want to Nexus 3 or 4 from there, and you attack, that piercing damage now goes from, say it's a rabbit again, 1 spirit they're going to have to give up. They're going to have to give up 5. Oh my goodness. That is devastating.
A brand new monstrous attacker. I love this art, by the way. So incredible. My man Lorenzo absolutely crushed it. Whale Lands is a water and frost Elestral with 7 attack and 5 defense. So really good attack stat, very bulky, and of course you have the flexibility of choosing which Whale Lands you want to go into. But this one's gonna deal some damage.
This
Whale Lands deals piercing damage. So we added a new piercing damage Elestral to the game. This card is going to deal damage when it attacks defense position Elestrals as well. So if this attacks a 1 spirit Astrabbit,
as we said,
and the Whale Lands has 2 spirits on it, or most likely 3 because of Narpoon's Nexus effect, you're going to be dealing the difference in spirit damage to defense position Elestrals. Very, very strong effect, but it gets really, really powerful. When this Whale Lands declares an attack, you can Nexus up to 4 Frost Spirits from any number of cards on your field to it. That means that if you have this paired with a Kione, or if you have this paired with some other Elestrals, or if you have this paired with a Mountains of Boreas or a Scepter of Kione or any other card that is allowing you to establish Frost Spirits to the field, this Waylands can just take all of them, well, up to 4, but that's quite a few, take all of those spirits and then deal piercing damage to your opponent's defense position, Elestral. This card is going to close out some games. This card is going to deal some massive damage, and it's going to also put some additional...
With cards like this, we need to get removal back to 3 of, or 2 of at least. Having Earthquake and Laurels at 1 of is definitely a mistake that they made that needs to be corrected coming out of Dallas. Like, we need to have the limited Earthquake and Laurels brought back to at least 2 of, if not 3 of, because cards like this is just going to become a menace. And you get this guy on the field, you basically win, because you're not going to be able to get it off, especially if it's like post you use your Laurels or your Earthquake, and you have no more removal.
Utility on Kione, which has been a very valuable card to find Elestrals, Frost Elestrals specifically from your underworld, but now being able to fuel not only the Harpoon, but the Waylands to deal massive amounts of damage, this card is going to be epic. This next champion of Kione is one of my absolute favorite cards in the set because
he says this like every single video.
Of what it's going to do for the Frost element in terms of consistency. Up next, we've got Brumalinx, champion of Kione.
You can cast this Brumalinx. You can search your deck for a Mountains of Boreas or a Blizzard and add it to your hand. Okay.
The hairstyle on this thing, I think that's absolutely incredible. 4 attack, 2 defense, 1 cost Frost, and this card is very versatile because when you cast this Brumalinx, you can search your deck for a Mountains of Boreas or a Blizzard and add it to your hand. That means that this becomes the Jolton of Frost, essentially, right? The ability to search out your stadium, provide consistency for the element, and also buff yourself immediately.
Yeah, but Jolton can look up any stadium, while this can only look up Mountains of Boreas. I know there was, what was it, in water? There's one that you can, like, it's, the Champion Globby can look up the stadium for that one, I think. I think I'm right on that one. So, we're getting more ways to search for stadiums, but the specific stadiums instead of, like, Jolton, which can look up any stadium.
Immediately to 5 attack because of the effect of Mountains of Boreas, a very powerful card here.
Which I'm not going to complain about having the specific stadiums being searchable. Like this one, you can only find Mountains of Boreas, which I'm fine with that because then that means that I don't have to have a Jolton in my. I don't have to put a thunder element in my Frost deck and put a Jolton to waste the space for take up a space with Jolton to find a Mountains of Boreas because I can just use a Brumalinx, champion of Kione, for that.
Here now to jumpstart Frost decks. We've also got the ability to search out Blizzard, which is going to be really important for some of the cards I'm about to talk about, but also enhancing the ability to punish your opponent's face down runes and prevent them from even countering your play because you can't chain to Blizzard. So some really awesome implications here for Brumalinx. I think this card can be really powerful and provide that consistency that Frost casters have been looking for outside of some of the core strategies like your More Frost, like your, utilizing Cryolink, Cryoburn strategies. Brumalinx is going to open up the possibilities for the Frost element in a big way. Now, this next card I'm going to reveal is going to pair incredibly well with your opportunity to get that Blizzard, and that is a brand new Frigicub. And this Frigicub is very interesting, and I'm going to highlight a few things about it, and I need you guys to stick with.
This one's just not even a champion, it's just a reprint with a new effect. Okay, you can turn a Blizzard from your hand, Underworld to your hand. Okay.
With me on this one so that we're all clear moving forward. This Frigicub does not have a title, but it does have a different effect than the original Frigicub printed in Frostfall. What that means is you'll only be able to run up to 3 copies total between this Frigicub and the Frostfall Frigicub. The way you're allowed to have additional copies of a card is if they have a title on them, and this Frigicub does not have a title. So it will be competing for deck space with your original Frost.
I see absolutely no reason to even play this card. Absolutely no reason. Why would you play this over other Frigicub if you're going to play Frigicub? Why would you just to get Blizzard back? Nah, this card has no use.
Fall Frigicub. That is how things are going to be moving forward in Elestrals. So the champion of Elestrals, the champions of...
So basically what he's saying here is we're going to see champion cards for like title champions cards for a lot of Elestrals, or we're gonna see reprints with new effects, and we're barely going to see any new Elestrals. I know we have at least Harpy, which is gonna be a nexus of Plucky, because it's already been spoiled and everything on the Constellations case. But yeah, so what this is basically going to be is we're going to hardly see any new Elestrals. We're going to see reprints of Elestrals with new effects. This one, in my opinion, is dog water. No reason to play this.
Of the Divine, those can function independently of the same name counterparts, as we've seen with Morphrost. But because this Frigicup has the exact same name and no title as the Frostfall Frigicup, it'll be competing with itself essentially for deck space up to 3 total copies.
Again, nobody's going to play this Frigicup over the base set Frigicup. Great card art, by the way, even though the Frigicup in Frostfall is an awesome art. Pretty cool art. Nobody's going to play this one. There's no reason to.
This card comes in with 4 attack and 3 defense, and it has an effect that says you can return a Blizzard from your underworld to your hand. Now that may seem a little underwhelming at first, but when we talk about our next card, it's going to make a lot of sense. So let's bring up its brand new Ascension, Shiverroar. Shiverroar, much like Frigicup, does not have a title, so that's something.
Special cast a Frigicup from your underworld with Frost. When you cast Blizzard, you can target and destroy an Celestial. Oh, well, okay. That, I guess, whatever, but it's just, I don't know. Still, nah. Especially since this one doesn't have the, what is it, with the Mountains of Boreas on the field, it can't be targeted by counter runes or something. It doesn't have that effect, so again, I don't know why people would play these two, Frigicup and Shiverroar, over the ones from base set.
To be not mindful of, as it will be competing for deck space against the original Frostfall Shiverroar, which ultimately works incredibly well with Mountains of Boreas. This Shiverroar has 7 attack and 5 defense, and its effect states that you can expend a Frost Spirit in order to special cast a Frigicup from your underworld with Frost. So that immediately allows you to bring back a Frigicup from your underworld. And again, it could be the new Frigicup we just revealed, or it could be the Frigicup from Frostfall. When you cast Blizzard, you can target and destroy an Elestral. So now you have this synergy between being able to pull your Frigicup.
Again, I just don't see any reason to use these guys. The other Shiverroar is so much better, so much more powerful, and a lot more scarier than this one. And the Frigicup over here, it's just, nah, I'd rather play the other two.
Frigicup back from the underworld, get your Blizzard back, and then get some destruction onto the field. But you can also utilize this with the original Frostfall Frigicup to be able to Nexus spirits around the field and just have some really big powerful potential to put a lot of spirits and pressure onto your opponent's board state. This Shiverroar is very, very cool, and the combination opportunities
again, awesome card art, not really worth playing.
With Blizzard are going to continue to be expanded, not just in this set, but in future sets. So there's a lot of things to look forward to here with the new Frigicup, Shiverroar, and of course how they pair so wonderfully with Brumelink's Champion of Kione. Now, I showed you in the last video about Lunar that we have a brand new Reverse Stellar Spectrus, and I'm very excited to announce our next Reverse Stellar for FireStorm, and that is going to be none other than Reverse Stellar Brumelink's Champion of...
Again, I'm going to just be that guy where it's like, we have so many Elestrals that have not had a Stellar or Reverse Stellar treatment. Why do we continue to give cards that like Elestrals that have already had Reverse Stellar or the Stellar treatment another reprint of Stellar or Reverse Stellar? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'd rather see new Elestrals that haven't had that Stellar treatment or that Reverse Stellar treatment. I would like to see what their Stellar looks like instead of just saying, let's reprint this in a new art for that. Just, that's my thoughts.
Of Kione. I've already told you guys how I absolutely love this effect. The versatility of grabbing Mountains of Boreas or grabbing Blizzard is only going to help your game plan, but this 4 attack and 2 defense.
Also with the fact that you have this Brumelink's that can get you Blizzard, and you could pair this with like, you don't even need the new Frigicup to make Shiverroar work when you have Brumelink's here. This Brumelink's here.
With this beautiful, beautiful golden coloration, hopping along the mountainside, as my man Rob Hicks has illustrated. Absolutely gorgeous. Frostcasters, you are going to need to get yourself some Reverse Stellar Brumelinks, and you may be able to start to gather some of the strategy or the idea behind Reverse Stellars in FireStorm at this point, but I'll let you guys to continue to speculate. But very excited about the future here for Frost Elestrals.
Yeah, we're just giving Elestrals that have had stellars before the reverse stellar treatment, because there are so many other Elestrals who haven't had that treatment. It's just why.
And for Frostcasters with the brand new reverse stellar Broomalings, a hit you do not want to miss. And last but certainly not least, I thought it'd be fun to reveal a brand new X out of 99 stellar, one of the serialized stellars that you'll be able to pull from your FireStorm booster boxes and packs that come alongside your starter deck, and that is none other than Stellar Narpoon Champion.
Now that's a beautiful one. I believe it also had a stellar, but it was in what is it? I'm pretty sure there was a stellar Narpoon somewhere. If not, that's a beautiful looking stellar. Actually, I think it was one of the ones that we're getting in the Clash packs. I think is what we get, the stellar Narpoon. But man, the blue and the orange, my goodness, what a stellar that is. X out of 99. 99 copies of this. Whew, that's a good one.
Champion of Kione. I've already highlighted this thing's incredible effect, and this has become one of my favorite stellar designs. I absolutely love what Lorenzo did here with Narpoon Champion of Kione, and your ability to turbo this into Waylands is going to be so epic. Very, very excited about this Stellar Narpoon, and I hope you guys are stoked to pull it as one of your serialized Stellars in FireStorm. Don't forget that pre-orders are fulfilled first in, first out, so make sure you get your pre-order in for Divine Champions FireStorm, our best set yet. I showed you a handful of Frost cards today. I showed you a bunch of amazing Lunar cards yesterday. Stay tuned, because we're just getting started here on these.
Ooh, that's definitely Fawnlet over there. Yeah, that is your ultimate Frost upgrade in the Divine Champions FireStorm. With all these champions for the previous Divines, as we're getting 8 new Divines in the entire Divine Champions set. Of course, we're gonna have 4 different sets, 3 this year, 1 to kick off 2026. What are they gonna have for these Divines, like Kione, like Artemis that we saw yesterday, in these future sets that we don't see right now? So many questions. We have to wait to see how the year goes out. But so far, it is a very interesting set. I'm not 100% I'm like 60-40 on impressed, because it is just we're getting a bunch of reprints with new effects and nothing new basically other than that. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next Champions. FireStorm, we've seen Earth. We still have Earth to see, and I think, yeah, Earth. And what else have we not seen for this set? We've seen fire, we've seen water, we've seen wind, we saw thunder, we saw fire, water, thunder, and yeah, we should have I think maybe yeah, Earth is next. I'm pretty sure that's all we have left that we haven't seen yet is Earth and Solar. Earth and Solar are the only 2 we haven't seen. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, as Earth and Solar are next up in the next 2 days, I'm pretty sure. After that, I don't know what he's going to be showing, because we have 25 days of this to go. And obviously, coming up in the next 2 days, we'll have Earth and Solar. And then maybe we'll see more from Earth, all 8 in the next 8 days after that. But who knows. Until then, my name is Franz, and I'll see you guys later.